What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I'm just going to come out and say it right off the top. We could be seeing a direct competitor, fully fleshed out Escape from Tarkov, like clone or competitor or extraction shooter or whatever you want to say. I think you guys can see by the art direction behind me that this is a direct attempt at the Tarkov audience from a Chinese studio with a massive amount of resources. And I love these kinds of videos to talk about what this could mean for the extraction shooter space, FPS space, and overall gaming in general, because I think this could be a super big deal. And this could be happening soon with the beta right around the corner. And I want to show you guys where to sign up. Arena Breakout, that was a mobile title for the last year or so, which is a lot of people called it just Tarkov Mobile, essentially. There's a lot of similarities between both games in art direction, art style, maps, and just, you know, the gameplay loop, even down to the loot, all that stuff. And it's been mobile up until this point, and it has been announced that it's coming to PC, and we got some really cool screenshots that I want to go over with you guys, talk about that, as well as switch to the trailer behind me where you can see the trailer that's going to show some gameplay and stuff from the PC side, because it looks really good. It's going to be free to play, but this is kind of a classic tale of, you know, China maybe taking heavy inspiration from somebody else's intellectual property and coming out with their own version of it. So what I alluded to about this having a massive amount of resources, and we've kind of known that that's what all it's going to take is a bunch of resources to pull this off. More Fun Studios is the one working on it. You might not have heard them, but I bet you've definitely heard of Tencent, which is backing them. Tencent is a huge video game company. I think it's pretty safe to say that they are one of the largest, if not the largest, video game company out there. So there is a lot to discuss here, guys. And I hope that the discussion that I prompt you with here will continue down in the comments, because I love hearing from you guys where you guys are at and what you're thinking on this. So essentially, to get back to Tencent, they own Riot Games. So like Valorant, League of Legends, they got them. They have like 40% of Epic Games. So you guys know Epic Games, Fortnite, Unreal Engine, the Epic Game Store, all that stuff. They own a fair amount of Activision. They own some of Ubisoft. They own all of Sharkmob. It's likely that they own some of Discord. There's been some rumors and some articles going around talking about how they've sent a pretty sizable portion of funding to Discord. They have a large stake in Krafton, the makers of PUBG. And overall, they have a market cap of almost $400 billion. So it's kind of hard to wrap my head around how big this company actually is. So with that being said, there's some things we have to worry about. I know people have talked about, you know, if they have a kernel level anti-cheat, which they're going to be working on, do we have to worry about identity stuff and information being sent? I don't really care. I don't have anything on my gaming PC that's going to be worth anything to them anyway, whatever. We really, I think, have to worry about microtransactions. You guys can see that one scene in the trailer playing behind me for the Arena Breakout PC version announcement trailer. There are coins raining down on the screen, and from what I can tell, those are the same coins that you buy in the store. So microtransactions are kind of front and center in the trailer already. And with a game with kind of mobile roots to it, you have to wonder, as you know, mobile games are a little bit more microtransaction heavy, you know, kind of historically. So microtransactions are something we need to work on. One of the other things that was kind of interesting about it being, you know, of Chinese origin was that you can't really see any of the blood or gore. That's actually a rule. That's why in PUBG, you can switch the blood splatter to be like blue or green or some kind of crazy color, because they're not able to depict blood over there. So it'll be interesting. You guys can see in the trailer, I don't think you really see any blood or dismemberment or anything like that, but it will be interesting to see if they change that, you know, for immersion purposes, for Western audiences, for US and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I see with it being Chinese. But what I want to do is pop over to my desktop and let's get into some details, as well as how you guys can sign up for the beta. So there's some really interesting information and takeaways from this IGN article that announced the game's coming, as well as, you know, they put the trailer on their YouTube channel. That's where it came from. But I thought there was some really kind of funny stuff. And again, I'm kind of making my case that More Fun Studios is taking a direct shot at Escape from Tarkov, and you guys will see what I mean here. They said unparalleled firearm customization and first-person shooter realism. We've heard that before, calling Arena Breakout Infinite the most visually stunning and immersive FPS experience that isn't in a perpetual alpha state. So that really, to me, feels like, you know, with the art direction, I mean, take this for instance, this literally looks like the Woods arena map, you know, kind of, I mean, you could even go as far as to say this looks like old sawmill at Woods, and this kind of looks like the factory railway, the factory gate in the background. Like, I mean, you guys can see this. And then they talk about this isn't going to be in a perpetual alpha state like Tarkov has been in beta for nearly a decade. So I'm thinking that's what they're talking about there. And they're to go on to talk about the customization. A lot of this is stuff that you just hear all the time. They said more than 500 accessories, which I think is definitely notable. And then they go on to say that Infinite represents an all-in commitment to launching the first viable tactical FPS on Steam that's accessible. So they want to make it a little more accessible. We'll see that in the screenshot that I want to talk to you guys about, and free of issues like cheating, bugs, poor servers. And then another shot right here that longtime fans of the tactical shooting genre have sadly grown accustomed to. We've known that cheating, bugs, server issues, netcode, desync are all things that have been ongoing long-term issues for Escape from Tarkov. So I can't help but think, again, that that's what they're doing. And then in the last part of this article, what I thought to be kind of funny is, if you guys will recall, you remember that one time that I talked about this being an immersive, you know, FPS experience. They're working on immersion, all the art style and direction looks really tactical and milsim-like. If you guys go down here, don't forget to read up on the latest Arena Breakout Bruce Lee crossover update. So now you can play as the character Bruce Lee, the former actor and martial arts specialist. Bruce Lee is coming to season 4 of the teaser trailer. So I think we kind of see a little bit of discrepancy between immersion and the skin economy that could be coming to this game. And I think this kind of gives us a pretty good idea of what the microtransactions look like. You're probably going to see some crossovers. You're probably going to see all kinds of different characters, and we'll see just how crazy that kind of stuff gets. So just a heads up, I think that's going to be part of the game. And then to take you guys over to the Steam page, this is where you can see a lot of other information. I think some of these screenshots leaked, so they just went ahead and put them all out. But I wanted to look over these screenshots with you guys because we could see a lot of information in these. And this is Infinite, so you can see it's Arena Breakout Infinite. So this is the PC version. We can see screenshots from it over on Steam, and this is not where you sign up for the beta. I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But if we scroll through these, I mean, come on, if you showed that to me like just on a flash screen and said, what game is this from, and took it away, I'd be like, oh, that's Escape from Tarkov. For those of you who don't play, this is exactly the weapon preset view from Escape from Tarkov, where it has lines drawn to each individual spot on the gun that you can customize, and then there'll be like a drop down. You can click right here and see what all parts are available to you and where you can buy them. This is something I would love to see in Gray Zone Warfare, but it looks like it's already going to be in Arena Breakout Infinite over on PC. I mean, that screams Tarkov to me. I hope you guys can see it as well. Again, this looks like the squad up menu. We can see kind of where your storage are. It looks like there's going to be a market potentially, so there might be a market. Contacts could be either traders, or they could be your friends and stuff like that, and then a gun modification page. I'm not 100% sure on some of the gameplay. Those of you who had played it on mobile could let me know. That would be cool to let me know how the game plays on mobile, because I haven't. One of the things I noticed right here is there is a fair amount more on the HUD right here. We can see a raid timer. Graphics look awesome. Them having stock in Epic Games makes me kind of think that this would be Unreal. Maybe they could get some extra help from Epic Games with Unreal Engine. You can see them looting a safe, as well as awesome weapon customization with what to me looks like an SR25 potentially, and then an AK variant over here with a drum mag. You have the HHS or whatever magnifier on the EOTech optic. And then I thought this was really cool. And you guys can roast me for not being like a true tactical realism person. I think it just will make gameplay a lot more fun and straightforward if you can see your friendlies. I know that's not immersive, and people might roast me and think that's kind of lame, but man, just being able to tell who's your friendly at a quick glance, and so you can kind of focus on the game and what's going on. I know that's not realistic, and I know good communications can be the difference between a good squad and a bad squad in other games, but I just think it's going to be nice, man, to be able to see your friendly. See, we get some health feedback right here and a raid timer. So this is not like Gray Zone where it's open world. This is going to have essentially raid timers. Again, laser customization, raid timer. The graphics, again, man, they look really cool. So you can see leaning as well. We would totally expect that. I think when in doubt, if you have questions about this game, just refer to Tarkov because it really looks incredibly similar. Here is another screenshot of inside a very similar building. This is outside, so you can see some of the lighting. In my opinion, the graphics aren't that stunning to me in spots. Like this one feels mobile-like to me. This one does feel a little mobile-y to me. This one looks really good inside. Again, we can see some muzzle flash. Maybe there's going to be a fair amount of visual recoil, a Valde sight. Then over here, the extracts. So you can see how the extracts work. And to me, again, this looks like the Northern UN roadblock from the Woods map. Sorry, in the northeast corner of the map. But it looks like to call in a chopper or to extract, there's going to be a red smoke that could give away your position. We can also see down here, it looks like there's going to be some kind of VoIP. We can see that, as well as this armor has taken some hits. So we can see kind of armor wear right there on that screen. We got an MP5. It does look like a chopper lands. So again, you guys can let me know in Arena Breakout. Those of you who have played, if that's how that works, I would love to know. And then this is the one that we saw earlier, the screenshot that looks like kind of like a woods map. Lighting does look really good on this one. Lighting looks super good on this one. It'll be interesting to see kind of the LOD, the length of detail, like how things draw in on the map, how this vegetation interacts when you walk through it, stuff like that. This lighting looks really nice. Looks like woods again. And same here, this is kind of a shot of the foliage. This is a shot of the similar building. You can kind of see the sun and stuff like that. The water reflections look really good. Some of these shots look mobile-like, and then again, some of them are like, okay, this is its own version, and this looks like an up-to-date modern PC game. So it's going to be really cool to see how that turns out. And since this isn't an open world, I was kind of curious about how many maps and stuff there were like that. So I went through and looked at the wiki. I might be missing some, but we can see this map looks like farmland. There's Valley, Northridge, Armory, and TV station. So it looks, and I don't know what the difference between standard and elite is, but this looks like the farmland map. So pretty big map. That's probably where that shot was of the water and the wheat and that cool looking building. And then this is the Valley. So you can see it looks kind of like a woods type map. And then this is this one as well. This is the map called Northridge. So you guys can see that one, what it looks like. And then this one is the port map. So it looks like a smaller CQC map with a lot of stuff going on. It really looks like the Ground Zero map in Escape from Tarkov. The Armory one didn't have a picture of it. The TV station also didn't have a picture, and neither did, or we talked about the port map already. So we looked at that picture. So that's kind of a rundown of some of the maps that I saw. I was just really curious, since I, like many of you, haven't paid attention too much since it was a mobile game. So that's the rundown of where these games will be taking place. Now, how to get in on the beta, which is incredibly important. So if you guys go to arenabreakoutinfinite.com, I can leave a link down in the description so you guys can just click on it after you check out the video. But this is where you're going to want to come to. If you hit beta sign up, it's going to prompt you to make an level infinite pass account. If you don't have one, it's just straightforward, like making an account. Since I don't want a bunch of junk email, I just kind of use a throwaway email that I use for spammy type stuff like this. Made an account, and then you click beta sign up, and it will just say submission successful. It asks that you have a RTX 2060 equivalent or higher, and then you can pop over to the Discord if you want to catch more information there, as well as follow them on Twitter for anything coming out. But the new playtest is going to come out very soon. I think if we pop over to news, they talk about the closed beta, and it's going to be launching in early May. I don't remember if they exactly said what date. I don't think they did, but early May is right around the corner, and you guys will be able to take part of it there. They have a frequently asked questions page as well in the news section, and there's not a ton there. We've already covered pretty much everything that's in there, but if you want to know every little detail about what's happening with Arena Breakout Infinite, this is the place to go. There are a ton of news articles, and again, guys, this art style, like you can tell, it's Escape from Tarkov. So guys, if you would please do me the service of letting me know in the comments down below what you think of all this stuff and what you think of. I really think this is a direct Chinese version of Escape from Tarkov. It's going to be free to play in the States. The microtransactions could get a little wild, but if this is a fully fleshed out, completely good release with a gameplay loop, they've had, you know, a year or two of mobile experience to kind of fine tune the game. If this comes out in like a finished, released, good state, ready to rock, it's going to be really interesting to see how this directly does compete with Tarkov, because I've always thought Escape from Tarkov was kind of those one-of-one games that no one's ever gonna want to try to replicate again, just because the coding and everything has to be so complicated. But if anyone was gonna do it, it's a giant multi-billion-dollar Chinese conglomerate that would have the resources to pull this off. So either way, I'm here for the ride to see how it comes out, how it launches. I really hope, fingers crossed, that me and some of you guys can get in on the beta and check this game out in a couple weeks. I think that would be super sick, and it would be a ton of fun to get in and play this game. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far in the video, I cannot thank you enough. It's incredibly kind and of you guys to watch this whole thing and hang out with me. I really, really, really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on the next one.